Hello everyone, Roora here. The last few days a lot of people hopped into my stream and asked about my effect bars, so I figured I'd make a video explaining how to make them work. First off, you click on this gear, which is on the left of your first skill bar. Now this whole thing opens and you can see quick bar and you can see additional effect bar. Obviously we need additional effect bar. Now there's a lot of effect bars you can activate. I will use This should be deactivated by default. I will use the 6 effect bar because I'm not using that in my setup. So this is a fresh effect bar. Now, first off, before you activate it, maybe you want to move it somewhere where you want to use it. You can also resize it by right-clicking. Say you want it a little bit bigger. Then you move it somewhere on your screen. Let's say I just do it here. And then, yeah, basically you activate it, and then it depends. Do you only want to see your own effects? But I think most of you guys know how that works. So let's go with show target effects, which means I want to see someone's effect without having that person in my target. And to do that, I have to also enable show target focus key. This is very important, otherwise I cannot put my target into an effect bar. Now there's also show on the right. This just means your effects show from right to left and not from left to right. I will click it in this case because my effect bar is on the right and I want to see the bus from right to the center of my screen. Now we click on apply and now there's a question mark here. Okay, let me remove it a bit. Maybe let me make it even bigger so you see it clearly. Now there's this huge question mark with a box on your screen. It already tells you hold Ctrl Alt to focus on a target. Now if I focus myself and I press Ctrl Alt, there should be a checkbox without a check mark. Now I checkmark this box and I unpress Ctrl Alt. Now the question mark is here again. But now with the check mark being in the box, it means it put my current target into this box. Now if I untarget myself and I can even target someone else, it will still have me in this effect bar, which is the most important thing about this. Now you have the effect bar working, you have a target in the effect bar, but of course you also need an effect list. This is the default effect list, but here you want to put in stuff you want to see on this effect bar. Basically effects, buffs and debuffs that you want to see or want to appear in this effect bar. You have to write them in here. There's a lot of lists out there. You can PM me in Discord as well. I might even put it in the description probably. So you have one effect bar as an example. Basically, I'm a summoner DPS, so I will put some summoner stuff in here as an example. Let me put in Phoenix Strike and then maybe some of my defenses. So there you have basically my biggest burst. This means if you see this, you probably want to run or use a DR, or you want to closely watch his like effect or animation, because he might one-shot you probably, especially with breaker shields. And then this is my biggest DR, and this is my CC break. These are basically the three main things you want to see if you're facing a summoner. Now I click on apply. And I go out of here again. Now you remember I still have myself in the effect bar already, so I don't need to change anything. And again, even if I like target someone else, now I press my defense buff and it appears here, or my CC break, or my burst spell basically. So it all appears here. Now you know, okay, he used his defensive. Right now he has his Phoenix shields up, so he will hurt. And this is very important because what I'm doing is, let me deactivate this effect bar, and you see on my screen already, I use 3 effect bars, basically, and this allows me to basically put 3 enemies, like in an arena, each enemy in one effect bar. So while I'm like healing my team or I'm DPSing someone, I can see that the other guy somewhere on the other side of the map is using something, his defensive, his offensive, whatsoever. I can always see it without targeting him. I just need to put each target basically in one bar. I put myself in one bar, then let's say I put this guy in the second bar, and then the third guy in this bar. You have to do that, of course, every time. It saves your target, even if you leave the arena and stuff, so you have to do it every arena, you have to do it for each person you want to see. And I would say for DPS and for heal, you definitely want to have 3 effect bars for your 3 enemies. Maybe as a healer you don't want to go that far yet and show your enemies bars, but I would say it's pretty important. Now, I'm usually, most of you know I'm a healer, so what I'm doing is I also have 2 more effect bars set up, which is my 4 and 5 here on the screen. And in these lists, I don't have the burst spells in, but I have all my teammates, basically all classes DRs, and also CC, most of the CC immunities. So whenever my teammate is popping like a DR or something, let me target myself again, put it in here. I see it basically. Now I know my summoner, in this case myself, I use my defense. This is very important for me as a healer because you don't want to overlap your DRs. You don't want to give someone a DR that is in his 70%, or you don't want to proceed to give someone immunity to deal damage while he's already in his immunity. So this is really important, so you don't overlap your stuff. Then I have more things in there, which is stuff like, where is it? Breaker Seal. Like Breaker Seal is one thing. Winter Sacrifice or the Wheel of Frost when he's proccing it. I have these 3 especially in this list because if my teammates have like Breaker Seals, I want to see them. Basically, if someone is on 6 Breaker Seals, me as a healer, I want to see it because I know I have to react. I have to give them my Floral Cloak, my defenses. The same is with Winter Sacrifice. It means I can barely heal that target anymore. Or just any anti-heal, right? Like the Bard anti-heal. Now I know, okay, my target is not healable. I need to give him DR. I need to be careful. And I cannot like burst heal or use all my mana into it. It will cost a lot of mana. And these informations are very important to have as a healer especially. And of course for DPS and for myself as a healer, as well the 3 enemies. Now there's one more bar I use. I will explain that too. I use, I think it's my effect bar 8. It's this one, where I have the things I want to see on myself, which is mostly, it's like the Reaper Burst, the Reaper Anti-Heal, and the Breaker Seals. I don't have the Bard Anti-Heal here. I would put it in here as well. But these are the things I need to see on myself because they are very important for me to see. Now I have this effect bar, and usually I have it like somewhere here. I removed it before making the video, but like I have it somewhere here. And now I use the shown on effects, which means it's always on me. The bar is always on me, and I don't need show target focus key because it automatically chooses me always in that bar. And I have show on the right because I have the bar on the left. I want it centered basically, and yeah, that's it basically. And yeah, there's my defense buff. And now if I have Breaker Seals on myself or something, I see it basically here in this area. So this is my setup basically. I have 3 enemy target bars. Every arena I put my 3 enemies, each in a different bar. I have 2 for my teammates, so I see their DRs as well and immunities. I have them here. And then I have 1 for myself, which is basically in the center. So if something pops, if I have a very dangerous debuff, I have it right here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now you only need an effect list basically, and the rest is explained, I guess. For the effect bar, you can also use this like this stripe, I don't know how you call it. And after the stripe, then you can type something in, and that means, like, let me show you actually, because it's in here. Now if I target myself again, I put myself in the bottom one, and I use my DR, you see it says DR. I have it named DR. So you can also name the effects if you don't know them yourself. Actually, I probably want to remove most of these because I know the icons already. But this is very useful because if you don't know all the icons, if you don't know all the effects, you can basically make this stripe, and then you can put in DR. You can put in like immunity or whatever you want basically. You can put anything you want. Like for example, Phoenix Strike, there's run here. I think this is a list that went around and I just copy pasted it. Usually I like change the effect bars for myself, but these effect bars I didn't do it. But yeah, you can basically type it in there. Just be careful, the stripe, it's a weird one. If I do this stripe on my keyboard, it doesn't work. It's a different one. So you need to copy paste this one, this preset one. I don't know where it is. I think it's in the default one as well. Because if you use the one on your keyboard, it already, like, I don't know, it's a different one. Like, if I used that one, I don't know if they fixed it, but then the whole effect doesn't show. It just doesn't work anymore because it's not to separate like description and effect. It just adds to the effect, which means the effect is then not working anymore. So you need to be careful here. Otherwise, you can put any effects you want to see, and you can also give them like your shortcut to see like immunity, DR, and whatsoever. And yeah, that's basically it. That's all I have to say. I hope this helped most of you. I have to explain it every time again on my stream, so I hope I help with this video. And you can do it yourself. You can move the effect bars anywhere and just use them however you want. I think it's very important for anyone who plays PvP, especially Arena. Even in duels and stuff, it's very important to see your enemy effects, your teammates' effects, and then react properly. Like, no matter if you're DPS or a healer, you want to see buffs on your screen. You need to, basically. And this is just how you set them up. You can also resize them and everything. But yeah, I'm done talking with this, and I hope you have a good day, and I hope to see you in my stream maybe. I will link my stream in the description and my Discord as well. If you have any questions, I can give you the list there as well. And yeah, goodbye guys.